Can you hit present mode? All right, I like that sound. It's working. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for the stutter start. We're officially going to start. So good evening, and my name is Michael Ross. Kulim Chap, glad you have arrived. Ich wist Michael Wilson Ross. My name is Michael Wilson Ross. Kentiel, Kelowna, British Columbia. I'm from Kelowna, and we are honored to live, work, and play in the traditional territory of the Okanagan Silks people. On behalf of Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission and the Central Okanagan Public Schools, welcome to the 27th annual Young Entrepreneurship Competition. Tonight we have an opportunity to see the top 10 teams. Normally we do 6, but we thought this year we would keep as many kids engaged in these extraordinary times. And we are thrilled that we had 36 teams at the beginning, and we have 10 really good teams tonight. We're going to do 5 presentations, take a dinner break. People online, you can go have dinner as well, and then we'll do the next 5. All right. Is this working? This is working. That's our agenda. These are our judges. We're really lucky tonight to have 4 amazing judges and mentors in the room. So for all of you online, they're sitting right here. And for the people in the room, we have Mr. Kevin Cardall, the CEO and Superintendent of Schools, Central Okanagan Public Schools. This feels like we should clap. There's like Corey Griffiths, the Executive Director of the Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission. Woo! Mike Checkley, CEO of QHR Technologies. And Christina Wilson, the VP of Sales and Development for High Street. Welcome. So this event would not happen without amazing support from our community. This is the 4 main sponsors of this event this year. We're super proud of our relationship with QHR. High Street is a new and up-and-coming sponsor. They've been great. And then Community Futures has been there since the beginning, and the Women Enterprise Center. So we're super grateful for all of their support. Also want to give out a shout out to the Innovation Center that opened up for us tonight, and we've got some lovely assistance from Brittany and the team, and then Accelerate Okanagan, who just helped us along the way. Before I get into anything else, we have a special gift. Our relationship with QHR is rounding out. They've been a title sponsor for 5 years. It's the end of an era. They've been amazing with Leanne, TD, Ryan Wood, Parker Burns have all been helping along the way, and you, Mike, from the top. We've got amazing support from you guys. Super grateful to the whole QHR family. And I understand you give out employee awards. Is that right? Sometimes? Yeah. Well, we were going to get you an award, and it just so happened that we have very similar taste. And so I'll show everyone on the screen. We got the exact same round award from the Trophy Den. So you got good taste, buddy. So that goes to the whole team, and especially you for being there for 5 years. Thanks very much. Yeah. This next one's going to be tough. And for those of you in the room know, I cry easily, but this is a tough one. So tonight's slide pitch is dedicated to a truly special family. Our colleague Sarah Wood and our friend has been a great part of this iGen team. She helped organize the events and me. She sat on the semifinal pitches, so the students you'd recognize her. She's been a judge. She's worked hard to make tonight work. Their family got turned upside down when the daughter Ainsley fell from a tree, and they're super courageous. Sarah, Ryan, Gavin, I know you're watching, and our hearts go out to you in this extraordinary time. And if you haven't already, please do contribute to this amazing GoFundMe. I took that yesterday, and I know it's already over 90K. So our heart goes out to you guys. Whew. All right. I knew I had to follow up with some other news. This is a alumni team. They were in iGen in 2015. I just talked with Dylan, one of the founders. I'm just getting into mountain biking, so I'm super stoked these guys are in town. They are one of the biggest e-commerce bike stores now in Canada. Their sales in the month of May were close to 300K, which was up 150% from last time this year. They fulfilled 1,400 orders last month, and they're one of the biggest users of Canada Post in Kelowna. Their location is secret because they have tons of bike parts sitting in a warehouse. They bought their first warehouse when they were just 20. They paid that warehouse space off, and now they're getting a second space downtown Kelowna to expand their distribution capacity. And they employ 4 people now, and they're hiring more this month. So it's a huge success story, and these guys rock. If you need bike parts, go to the bikestarparts.com. All right. So what we've actually been waiting for, not to hear me babble on and get into the pitches. We have all clear on Ultrek? Woo! How'd you like that stall job, boys? Okay. So just before I get Ultrek up here, and we are semi on time, we had over 200 students contribute or participate this year, 40 teams, bringing it back down to the top 10. Each team will present for 5 minutes, and then judges, you can speak and ask questions for 5 minutes. And there is a sort of 15-minute space in there per team, but there'll be some transition time and time for you guys to record your thoughts. Are we all good? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first team of the night, it's Ultrek. They even have matching caps. Looking sharp, boys. You guys all have mics? Yeah. Okay. You want to use this in there?
One right here.
Got it?
Test. Does that work?
Video for you guys.
Press play.
Probably won't have sound if the sound's connected to my box. We'll see. You get the videos.
All right, we're Ultrek, your gateway to the outdoors. Next slide.
Hi, yeah, I'm Sam. I'm on that picture on the left there. I just find being outside and hiking can be really part of a project that would try to help more people in the Okanagan realize that. We're in charge of marketing and PR side of things.
I'm Zane. I'm in the middle there. I'm just an all-around outdoor enthusiast, a skier by trade, and I just love everything to do with being outside, and I want to help that passion get to new people.
Hi, I'm Kieran. I'm on the right there, and I have a big passion for macroeconomics and finances and just general entrepreneurship and, being invested into the private sector. I also really love being outdoors, and I love the community that the Okanagan has created, and I want to help connect people.
Next slide.
I don't think this is connected to my computer.
So the problem with a lot of hiking apps that are already out there right now is that they tend to be messy or confusing, especially in the Okanagan area, and or they require paid subscriptions, which no one really wants to deal with that kind of thing. So our solution is a social media-based hiking app that gives users access to add data to the trail database.
We have a dedicated base. We have over $1,000 in our trellis, which is amazing. And we also have 2 local stories written about us by Info News Kelowna. So what this shows is that we have customers and consumers willing to spend money and time on our product.
These are our competitors. We got Trailforks on the bottom there, which is a mountain bike only service. We have All Trails, which is good, but it's a bit messy in the Okanagan and it requires a paid subscription. We have Hiking Addiction, which is a website-only platform, which makes it so you can't really take it on the go with you that easily. So we aim to fix all these things. We're also part of a blue ocean market, so we don't really have to worry about any other competition other than these three.
All right, so here at All Trek, we are committed to donating a small percentage of our funds to a trail maintenance organization like FOSS, which is a trail maintenance organization up in Myra Bellevue, and other organizations like that. We also, our project inspires people to get outside and be active, helping the number 3 UN goal, and then number 13, climate change, because our platform inspires people to join the outdoor community, which is a very climate change aware group.
Alrighty, so expansion. We want a future for our company. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to extensively map the interior of BC and get an apparel line started. We want to have a versatile business model, so not one aspect contributes to our total gross profit.
The screenshot. All right, so we had a few technical difficulties. Well, a few would be an understatement, but I'm going to try to, oh, looks like I'm not going to. I have a ton of prototypes that I've made for an app, which if you were on our Zoom, which I only see a few faces who were, they would have seen that one. And then I've made a basic, our basic viable product as a website. Luckily, I did take a screenshot right before we went in, so I have just this layout. But this is our second massive display of prototypes that we've made for what we want it to look like in the future.
And we do plan to outsource this and converting it into like Python or C# or another language.
Yeah, so the quality isn't great, but this is what we got. We have multiple features featured on the basic product, being we have a stats page, an outdoor theater page, which is kind of your ski movies, mini movies type stuff that gets people super inspired and out there. We have our home page. We have a post creator page, and how that works is pretty much you will have a bunch of selections for how you want to create a post, which will be the data on the app for other users to use. We also have a very big social media side in our explore posts, so you can also go find some random places. Maybe you're sitting inside on a Tuesday morning, you're not doing that much that day. You go into the explore post, you see a super sick climb that you want to go do. So you go click on it, you get some more information, and then you can go from there. We also have an announcements, which is pretty much the people you follow will be able to send you an announcement telling you what you can do, what they're doing, and invite people to join them. And then statistics, which is probably my favorite, because wherever you create a post will show up on a map. And you can kind of challenge your friends, other people, to pretty much put the most, I know you can't really see it, but the most red blobs on the map possible. And pretty much that map ranges from Osoyoos to Revelstoke at the moment. Hopefully we can go a little bit farther. But yeah, that's pretty much where we sit right now.
Ready for questions if you guys are?
Feel free to ask about our financial page, which is the last one in the booklet. The first two are just estimates and the formulas we use to get that.
Didn't really have time to talk about it in the presentation, but
Check. I'll just put my 2 cents in. I know, Zane, you put in over 100 hours on this, or not quite that much,
Probably
but
30 or 40.
yeah, in the semifinals when they showed it, it was very impressive. And we actually had a AO Explorer or Entrepreneur in Residence recommend these guys to go upstairs to get some more support, because it was one of the best layouts he's seen at that stage. So congrats.
Not only that, we are planning to just because we find that in terms of exponential growth, we would like to keep it at one level so that we can move it along. And again, that's in the financial projections on the last one for our budgets and everything on that. We've looked at some subcontractors. The most we would be looking at is around $5 to $6 grand for development, and just it would be quite more expensive if we want to put it on the App Store. But what we're looking to do right now is get an MVP on a website. So we have a web app, and then we can have users test that, and from there we can get all the bug fixes out, and then eventually move it to get licensed into the App Store.
The website will be more of our minimum viable product.
So if you're looking for the soonest project, the soonest available, we can get a MVP. It would be very soon because that's when we can get the web app up. But if you want to know when we can get the app ready, which would be more expensive because the App Store has a very rigorous testing program, it would be around, I believe it's $80,000 to get licensed there or somewhere around there.
I have a question. I haven't had a chance yet to look over your financials, and given that it wasn't part of your presentation, which was very good, by the way, and you also have a very complementary team of skill sets. So I think that's always important, is to surround, well-rounded team. Do your financials that you've included provide a one-year profit or loss projection? And if okay.
And it's all there. It has our quarter 1 to 4 with all the financials, all the costing that we were able to get to. And again, those do use the innovation cycle formula. It also uses the product license formula to get those consistent.
Great, thank you. What's the differentiation of your product versus the competitors?
Mainly, we have the social media aspect of the whole thing, which is kind of new and exciting. Most people don't do it. I know Hiking Addiction in Kelowna kind of has that thing going on for them, but it's kind of skeletal, doesn't have a ton of features yet. And it's, from what I understand, Zane, right, it's kind of confusing to use.
That, and it's more of an in-person model. So their side of it is they create group hikes. And our side of it is we create groups online to potentially go out and hike or do other things. And that's the other thing, is it's not just hiking. It's backcountry skiing lines, it's climbing routes, it's mountain biking trails, it's all those little things. So it's more of a one-stop shop. And then finally, it's an app, and it's an Okanagan-based app. Therefore, like, All Trails is all of the planet. Therefore, it's really, really quite small in the Okanagan. There's only a few trails here and there, and if you want more, you have to pay a lot. And I don't know many people who do. So that's how we're different.
Not only that, one of our biggest pillars is customer service. We understand once we launch the app, that's just the beginning. We have to maintain it and make sure user base is consistent and happy, and implement the features they actually want.
It'll be easier to do that when we're focused in on this area too, because we know the Okanagan. We hike here all the time, so
Yep.
It's more of a personal connection kind of thing as well.
Great, thank you.
That's it.
Entity in terms of your target market?
Our target market is between, we found using our insights off of our Instagram page, is between 18 and 30, ranging towards females. And if once you get the girls, you can get the guys. So that's kind of what we found.
We were kind of shooting for that millennial kind of age range when we were starting.
Not only do they have disposable income, they also have they usually have a means of transportation. So we found that if we market to them, we can get a dedicated base that will truly enjoy our product and use the features.
Your target market.
So we have a Reddit page where we had several people from the Okanagan reach out telling us what features they wanted. Not only that, we get direct messages on our Instagram for people. We do lots of polls. We also have, again, the reporter who also tells us what she finds from asking and doing her interviews with individuals. So we definitely have a good feedback loop, and we've been staying in touch with our community. And again, like referencing back to the dedicated base, we have a strong community. We have built up over $1,000 and a fairly sized Instagram page for what we're doing.
We have the website up too. It'll be we'll probably have some contacting options for them there. It'll be a more close, kind of tightly knit way to do it, I think. It'll be good.
That was great, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take your mics out and then give them to the next team. Take your mics out. Yeah. Well done. Way to kick us off. Excellent work. Yeah, like I said, I vouch for their app development. It was really sharp. So this is our first transition here. We're going to go outside and sanitize the mics and then bring the next team in. Just while they're doing that, I'll give a little bit more background. This year we had teams from Rutland, OKM, and MBSS all make it to the top 10. And I see them sanitizing, or they're making their way in. Really interesting, this next team, I'm not going to steal their thunder, but what's really cool, yeah, bring them in, we're ready, is we have one team member who's has done iGen since grade 7. She's actually a pro at this point. So without further ado, oh yeah, we're getting our sanitization process figured out here. See if we got some health professionals in the room. Gotta keep this clean, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Biob.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a serious problem. The plastic industry is taking over our world. It's hurting our wildlife.
But we have a perfect solution for you. My name's Connor,
My name's Gunnar, I'm in grade 10.
And I'm Madeline, I'm also in grade 10.
and we present to you the Biob, a revolutionizing pop vending machine system using the bring your own bottle system. We're gonna be able to help you clean the environment for a brighter future. Not only that, we'll provide you with delicious, healthy drinks because we do care to better the lives of our customers through our healthy drinks options. And with this, we can help control the increasing obesity rate that can be found in children. And remember, even the smallest action can make a big impact.
The Biob is a very simple solution to a very big problem. And we include customizable drinks, so they're perfect for your day. Step 1, you pick a base flavoring. Step 2, add a booster, maybe a shot of charisma or a shot of energy. Then add a health shot. And you've got the perfect drink.
Now, there's nothing quite like the Biob, except sort of these other companies. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a long list of competitors, but I prefer to think of them as potential partnerships in the future or people that we can maybe learn from.
But what sets us apart is our impact and our vision for a brighter future. Our company is unique in the sense that we cater to individual needs, and we value health, habitat, and heart.
Our drinks are for everyone, whether you're on your way to work, you need a refresher at the gym, or a quick pick-me-up before your math test. We're here for you. Our drinks will be located in small businesses or offices like the Innovation Center, or larger institutes like schools and hospitals. According to a survey of students and teachers at our school, over 80% already bring a reusable bottle. But to get the drink they want, they need to buy a disposable one. This is such contradictory information, as well as the fact that over 60% of these people would already consider having healthier options. It makes it a perfect place for us to come in and save the day.
Which means our projected profit for the first year is $35,000 per machine. And second year, it's set to double. Our growth is exponential. And our impact is massive. For our costs, it's $24,320 per machine for the first year. However, second year, you take away the fixed cost of the machine and you're left with $4,170 cost per year. That means we only need 9,728 drinks to break even, which with our sales forecast means we can accomplish in 6 months if drinks are priced at $2.50.
Well, in order to win in our market, we're going to have to promote our company online. By investing $600 for our yearly promotions, we're going to start by attracting people via Google Ads. And we're going to help build up the community through campaign plans on multiple social media platforms. And we do want to educate our customers about the reduction of plastic waste and increase the healthier lifestyle.
The health and safety of our customers is of utmost importance to us. According to our timeline, we won't have a finished product for a little while yet, but if COVID-19 rules are still in effect, we would ensure that there's a safety plan to sanitize everything to make sure they are still safe. Now, there is an opportunity from COVID. More people are thinking healthy than ever before.
It takes small changes to create a big impact. So, join the revolution and bring your own
Bubbles.
beverage.
And bottle.
Thank you.
A little bit about your financial strategy. So you've got the 24,000 plus for the cost of the vending machine itself. I'm assuming these machines exist elsewhere and you've identified suppliers for them. Is there additional licensing cost either for the machine? Do you buy it outright? Is that then your asset? And then second, and related to that is there a cost to locate that machine in any of the said markets that you'd like to place them? Is that a cost that you've identified?
Yeah. So as for the machine, we've had costs for reverse engineering it, and then for manufacturing because we're creating our own machine, even though there are similar ones out there. And for your second question, yes, we've included potential fees for locations in the total cost.
That's great.
Yeah. That is a great question. So we were hoping for potential partnerships from tech companies or sponsorships from health companies to help us start up. As well, we would like to fundraise here in Kelowna.
Catch this, but is the idea unique and something you're going to seek to protect?
Yes, it's definitely unique because I don't think there's anything else in the market to protect it.
Is that part of your plan? The protecting part?
I haven't identified the costs for protecting, but I think it would be nice. Although I don't know if that would be possible because Coca-Cola and Pepsi own
Thanks.
How you're going, you talked about sponsorships and partnering. Have you thought about how you approach that?
You want to take this one? And to start, I think I found some like City of Kelowna like funds and like grants that usually help start up small businesses that are like looking to better the city and the environment, which is I think the best place to start. And then after that, we can expand from there. Yeah. So I happen to be the head of marketing for Operation Take Two, which is a youth-led plastic recycling enterprise at our school. And we established that this year. It was on iGen last year as well. And it's very exciting. And that's pretty much where I've gotten all of these skill sets to build. Also in grade 7, I did iGen for a company that I created called Organic Spark, which was an organic way of creating electricity in places where there was a lot of farmland and not very much hydroelectricity out of vegetables and potatoes. Third venture. Yep. If you guys don't mind, we do have a question for the judges, specifically anyone who works in the school board. So seeing as our target market is in schools, and we've heard of potential laws that stop like franchises from entering the school community, and we were wondering if that would impact our company since it's only a vending machine and there are vending machines already in our schools.
It depends. It's the easiest answer. So first would be the product. Does it meet healthy food sales requirements and policy and practice from government and in the district? And then it's what the fees would be in terms of being a vendor.
Thank you.
Check, check. All right, you guys want to do the mic swap with, you guys are next? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and sanitize them in the back here. Judges, if you guys want to just finish your notes and then we'll do a quick hand sanitize. Can you help with this job? Yeah. Just do the hand sanitizer. Oh, they're quite wet. All right, gents. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I see the judges are still writing, so we'll give them a few more seconds. And we're okay with our timing because we actually have a little break before the break because another team dropped out. So we're on time. You guys ready for number 3? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cactus Box.
Hello, we are the Cactus Box. We are a styling and grooming based company from Kelowna, BC, with the goal of helping teens become modern men. So, I have a question for the gentleman in the room. How did you guys learn how to shave? Dad taught you? Yeah? And ladies, do you have teen boys? Has it been easy to teach them the habits needed to stay presentable? No, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, as you can see, it can be trouble. And so that is the issue we're trying to help you guys on. So my name is Cam Bouchard. I am a co-founder of the Cactus Box, and I'm well experienced in sales through many years of fundraising events through my school, scouts, and work. And I am attending UBC Sauder School of Business this year in the fall.
Hi, my name is Joshua Xavier Lee. Again, I'm a co-founder. I've been dealing with the media marketing. I have a background in economics, and I'll also be going to UBC this fall. Next up is Caden, who is the inspiration for the Cactus Box.
Hello, my name is Caden Goff. I'm also a co-founder. I have some experience in affiliate marketing, and I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur. As for the inspiration, when I was younger, I was put in the foster care system and later adopted by my grandparents. And because of this, I never really had the opportunity to ask my dad, how do I shave? And that's where the idea came from.
So, our solution. We'll provide educational and informational content directed towards young males aged 15 to 25 through our digital platforms like our website, YouTube, and Instagram. So as you can see in the middle here, just an example of some of the professional looking videos we've already created and that we'll continue to create as we go through this process.
The revenue model. Our revenue model will be primarily from marketing other products. We plan to create partnerships with companies like American Crew and more to sell their hairstyling products as well as their colognes. Also, if we were to expand, we could potentially add additions to our revenue like our own product line and our social media. How it works, it will be completely online. We'll be able to generate sales from our e-commerce website by having products available to purchase that will be shipped to the consumer. Over there, you can see an example of what our website could look like. We would have a selection of the cases to sell, and you should know that we're customizable cactus cases, meaning that you can engrave the cases with your own name. I have some over here that I'll show you later. Marketing and promotions. We're going to promote the business through our multiple social media platforms. We have an Instagram account and a Twitter account, and we're going to continue to grow by creating a large following base to become our target market, then our consumers that will be directed to our website. Here are some more examples of the quality content that we're creating as the Cactus Box.
Competition. What makes us different? What makes us different is that men isn't our only target market. Younger men is our focus, and because they're also looking for products, but also help. How do we plan on pairing our content with our creation? By having, okay. How are we going to pair products with mentorship? We plan with our content through our social media, YouTube, and website. How do we plan on creating educational content? Our goal is to find mentors from the styling industry and partner with them. Also, our main competitors would be dollarshaveclub.com and Harry's because they offer high quality products at a lower price. Our financial projections and estimates. On the left side, you can see what our potential customers are currently spending. Well, on the right, you can see what our potential customers are currently willing to spend. 35% are willing to spend 5 to 10 USD a month, while 47% are willing to spend 10 to 20 USD a month. With this data, we can accurately price our products to be most beneficial. We are currently in the development of our cases and videos.
Join the Cactus Box now.
You can find us at trellis.org/cactusbox. Thank you.
I've got a personal interest, I guess. You mentioned some of your potential competitors, and what I'm hearing from the presentation. Well, let me back up just a second. First, you're the first team to talk about your product in the first sentence of your presentation, so very well done.
Thank you.
I knew right away, I had a good sense at least of where you were going, so kudos to that.
Thank you.
Really good balance of the team in skill set and presentation style and stories. So again, that makes me interested to hear your pitch, and stay tuned. The imagery in your presentation is fantastic. From your competitors, Harry's, and I didn't pick up on the others, it appears that your financials are based on the margins that you're going to get with this partnerships. But do your other competitors also do the tutorial piece?
Hi, I'd like to address that. That's cool. Yes, what differentiates us from our competitors is that we are unique because we are the only ones that will be creating the educational content. Companies like Harry's, and the other one was dollarshaveclub.com, aren't really teaching teens how to manage this process. And, you know, of course, we're teens ourselves. I mean, I'm 17, Cam's 18. And so we've gone through this process, which makes us credible. And we would teach others who are younger or still going through it, and we would teach them how to deal with this. And we add a certain independence factor that our competitors aren't providing.
Great, thank you.
So we make the money through affiliate marketing. So we're giving like discount codes to other people's products, and we collaborate with other companies as well. And it's pretty much advertising through our videos and our programs and stuff.
Also, if I could add on to that, we will we'll be selling our own cases. Like, for example, over here that I have through our website. That one actually is one that I use personally myself. Oh, yeah, you can have that if you want. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I use personally myself. So you can see it has my own hair products that I use and the cologne that I use in there. So we would be selling these as well.
And how many do you have like how many have you been able to purchase and what are you selling them for? And do you have any partnerships in the works with any affiliate product companies?
So because the cases are one of our secondary income sources, we focused, we're leaving that until we kind of launch per se and directing that afterwards.
Right. So regarding the margins that you were talking about, we are still currently pre-revenue, of course, and we're still planning on, we're still discussing the pricing and how it'd be ranged, but our competitors have placed cases like these around $40, which the margins really depend on how we would get suppliers, and we're still working on that right now. Originally, we planned to have a monthly subscription, but we've decided that we would just have the websites so that the teens could purchase them from whenever they need to, because I feel like a monthly subscription might create an excess. So we decided to just have them purchase it when they'd like.
And the way that, like, if we aim something towards a kid, right, everyone can understand how we're presenting it. But if we aim something towards an adult, not like the kids aren't going to be able to understand it. So we're trying to pick one that kind of works for all, but was more suited towards the audience that would directly hit it through social media, which is more common in the youth. All right, awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
You want to bring those two up? We'll sanitize. You guys just need two or one? Two?
Butchered
You
that
did
slide.
great, buddy.
I butchered it.
Okay, we'll give that one to James. And then, good job. Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, that's ready for you, and that's your clicker. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Could I? Hi. Yeah, we specifically saved that part because we'd anticipate that you'd discuss it during the questions. If you had checked back during our video, we mentioned briefly that 17. Yeah, we plan to work on 4, 12, and 17 because we plan to create partnerships with other people, as well as if we were to make lots of profit, we would send some of those profits over to the foster care system, because as Caden mentioned, he was part of the foster care system before. So we want to give back and help with the no poverty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Cactus Box. Well done. I offered to do a video on how to shave a nice 45-year-old beard, but they didn't take me up. All right. So we have another, I guess, veteran of this process. Do you both have a mic? Grab your mic up there. Eric, there should be another mic. Super excited to reintroduce Shadowfire Studios with James Robitaille, who is graduating this year, but he's also been an alumni of the program. Do you want, you good, Eric? Okay. All right, take it away, GPS speed.
Hello. Hi, I'm James Robitaille, and I'm here to talk today about a problem we have. Now, how many of you have sped before? Come on, hands up.
Never.
Good, right?
I've never sped.
Everyone has sped here. And you might think it's not much of a problem, right? You just want to get somewhere a bit more faster. You want to feel in control of yourself, in control of the time it takes you to get there. But in fact, when you speed, you lose control. We can see studies show that up to a third of all fatal crashes are caused by speeding in BC and worldwide. is a big problem that we see every day. We see crashes and constant crashes from people speeding, thinking that, oh, I just want to get somewhere a bit faster. Light turns red, someone ahead of them slams on their brakes, and they just crash right into them. It's a big issue. But how do we solve this? Because, of course, as I said, you want to feel more in control, even though you're the one losing control here. Oh. Introducing GP Speed, a GPS-based speed limiting device. So the basics of the system are, oh, not going? Okay. Anyway, so the basic of the system is that it will dynamically limit the top speed of a vehicle based on the GPS data for the given area of the road section. So what it does is it will contact the GPS, it will communicate the information to the engine computer, and the engine computer then verifies that between the speedometer in the system and the GPS data. If the car is speeding, it's then going to dynamically close the throttle valve, limiting airflow to the engine, which will dynamically slow the car down. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it works.
So essentially, we take the information from the speedometer, we compare it to the GPS system, compare it within the engine computer, and then we send the signal to the engine, to the throttle valve, where it will then dynamically limit the airflow to limit the speed of the car.
I just have to say, wow. I've never seen a demo like that, James. It's amazing.
So now let's talk about speed limiters worldwide, because as I said, everyone wants to keep in control of their vehicle. They don't want to feel like they're being limited by anything. But we've already seen laws starting to come around with speed limiters. The UK requires speed limiters on all vehicles. The EU wants to implement GPS-based solutions even by 2021. And even here in Canada, on transport vehicles in Ontario, you're required to have a speed limiter set to 105 kilometers an hour. Now, what do we see from this? Well, we see a decrease in crash statistics and fatalities especially. The UK, having twice the population, has half the crashes and fatalities compared to us. We can see that with speeding being a leading cause, reducing the speeding toll has definitely been drastic for them. In addition, we hope to see speed limiters on all vehicles as it will help reduce carbon emissions from vehicles. A study from the Government of Canada has found that it will reduce CO2 equivalent emissions by up to 600,000 tons per year per vehicle with the speed limiter. We're also hoping to innovate industry and infrastructure by implementing speed limiters on transport vehicles and other transport industries, which will lower liabilities of truck drivers and others in these industries. Now this brings us to our market. So earlier I was talking about how speeding is a big cause of crashes. It is most prevalent among teens. In fact, among teens, it's up to 50% of all fatal crashes is caused by speeding. So we want to aggressively appeal to parents' emotion on this. When you have a child who is just getting their N and just going free on the road, they might be speeding right out of the lot once they have the license. But we want to be able to make sure parents can feel safe with their kids in the car. We want to target them and say that you need this to make sure your kids will be safe, they cannot speed with this, and then they're much lower risk of going into a crash. After this, we hope to target businesses, especially car rental and truck fleets. So car rental services, this will lower the liability on their individual vehicles, as the people who rent the vehicles can no longer speed within the vehicle, as well as truck fleets, as this will lower the liability on any transport delivery trucks, and it will delay the inevitable automation within the sector by making humans less liable in the situation. So our initial ask for this would be $10,000 to finish our prototyping. We've already began on a physical prototype, which can dynamically control a throttle valve within a vehicle. However, we are moving into seeing more software-based solutions for more modern vehicles. Because you go into a modern Ford, it has a complete computer system within the car and its own built-in GPS. So we want to be able to work with that and not just the older systems where we'd have to rely on the throttle valve. After that, we'd like $100,000 to go into initial manufacturing and trying to get this out into the world. Expenses per unit are about $110 per unit in our current phase with the physical model. Most of that is going to the processing unit, which we see as a big area where we could drastically cut down on the expense. So doing some market research, we have found that among parents in the local communities, among the local high schools, we could find about 200 sales within our first year of this unit of trying to make sure kids remain safer. And we see about a steady linear growth from there as the word spreads around, as we prove that these vehicles are safer. And going off of our profit projections from there, just based off linear growth, simple as that, $200 per unit, we see ourselves being profitable in about year 4. Okay. Any questions? Anything on the rubrics I might have missed? Anything you're curious about?
Happy to answer.
Well done, guys. Well done. That was fantastic.
Yeah, so just to start with some feedback, the way you targeted your market was awesome. You were like, we're going to start with consumers, we're going to solve that problem, and we're going to go to car rentals, we'll solve that. That was really good. It's smart to segment your market and focus on those problem sets. So that was great. On the product development side, you know, there's a great variety of cars out on the road, from, you know, cable throttles to ECUs, which now control most vehicles. Have you thought about just kind of focusing on one kind of solution, or are you looking to like figure out how to install this thing on like a bunch of varieties?
Yeah, that's a great question. So essentially, right now, our current prototype works specifically on cable throttles and the more drive-by-wire old school. But we are working on the software solution, which we hope to then work with various car manufacturers to make sure we can get into their software so we can work on their specific vehicles.
Are you looking at outsourcing manufacturing and distribution? So you just be like the manufacturer, or what parts are you going to control versus others?
Yeah, we're looking at having our own website where we can sell through there directly, and then we're looking at outsourcing to local mechanics or car enthusiasts who have their own like auto body shops or whatever, and then we can sell to them and say, okay, maybe try suggesting this to your clients who are your regulars, and go from there. Thanks.
I have a question. This is a space I'm completely ignorant in, but you mentioned other particular countries. I think you mentioned UK and one others that do have speed limiters.
Yeah.
How is your prototype different than what already exists in the market?
So this is a great question. Did you want to cover it, Eric?
But sure. So the difference between the existing speed limiters, our main competition, and our product is that our speed limiter's speed limit is dynamic as opposed to passive. What this means is our speed limiter automatically adjusts the maximum speed of the vehicle in accordance to the local traffic regulations. So if you're in a 60 zone, your limit is 60. If you're in a 50 zone, that's 50. On the highway, it's going to be 120.
Yeah, and essentially make sure that you won't be going 60 down the Coquihalla in the middle of winter.
Great, thank you.
Prototype?
Yeah. So our current prototype involves, it's very basic, but it's a Raspberry Pi control unit, and we have a physical throttle valve that we've been using to open and close dynamically limit airflow, and we're working on this with a test engine.
And where are you doing this prototyping?
So I have worked in the UBCO lab a bit with this, with Dr. Najran up there. He gave me a bit of beginning insight into it. I have also been working on this on my own with Eric and many others, and we're trying to get as much mentorship as we can in this field, as it is a very complicated system.
The engineering sounds significant in the programming to have control combustion, which is what you're talking about, to limit speed.
Yeah.
And so you have something right now that's actually...
Yeah, so we have...
How accurate is it at the moment?
Right now, it's not very accurate. We have an out-of-body prototype, so we're not really even putting it in the car much.
Yeah.
We're taking it out of car, and we're just seeing how much we can regulate airflow. If we plug in different test data, how much is going to kill the fire in the engine, essentially, right? Yeah.
Thanks.
Christina, question?
Yeah, you mentioned that you would be selling on the website, but I take this wouldn't be something that if I wanted to put in my car for my kids, I could plug in. So what's sort of your workaround with that and installation?
So yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be plug and play, but we would try and provide some resources for any car enthusiasts to be able to install it on their own. And then we'd be trying to get local mechanics who we could direct you to off of our website that could install it and would be certified to install it.
Have you looked into, with the insurance industry, having something like this?
Actually, yes, that's a very good point, because a lot of insurance companies will give discounts to big truck fleets that already install speed limiters on their vehicles. So this adds to part of a marketing to businesses, as it will be financially beneficial for them in the long run to install these in their vehicles. The main competitors, well, in one sense, we have competition within a lot of vehicle manufacturers themselves. Ford has a system for speed limiters already on some of their vehicles, which will sort of have a camera built into the side of the car, which will then see a road sign. And whenever if it can see the road sign, it then sets that as the top speed for the vehicle. So by using GPS data, we hope that will be a bit more accurate in case there's any obscured road signs. But that would definitely be one of our main competitors. Other competitor that we have is automated driving. Because autonomous driving is developing itself at a very rapid pace. A lot of level 1 or 2 autonomous driving systems are already being integrated into the market. However, the North American industry is primarily used cars. Have a competitive advantage at specific market. Most people don't want to drop to 30,000.
All right, guys. GPS speed. Well done, Shadowfire Studios.
Thank you.
All right, we need one mic for our next presenter. Yeah, I didn't see that working prototype. That was amazing. Is that like AutoCAD Plus or what is that?
That was just a quick render.
Oh wow, just a quick rendering. All right, last one before dinner, and we are on time. And so, all right, do you want to do that first? Here, let me take your box. You can have better. Oh yeah, oh, cool. Okay. Here, I'll slide 2 down to the end. I told you I'd be your friend.
Yes. You said you'd be my.
I'll be your assistant.
Thank you.
Send me these things. We'll see how this goes. It puts the whole. This is for my reference.
Okay. All right, I'll introduce you. You go to the stand.
I've never used a mic or a clicker. So okay.
Put your stuff down so you can get your home screen. That's the first thing. Just have the clicker in your hand, and I can box when you're ready.
Show off.
Right click.
Which way is which way? Thank you.
All right, this is our competitor from Mount Bushery, and he has done an amazing job. And I want to introduce Cambium Vessel.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm Luca Bonti. I created Cambium Vessel. There's social media links up at the top left. Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, so my team consists of Zane. He did developing. He did the business cards for me and the first prototype. And Kent, who's going to be doing my production later on. And so, what's the problem with plastic? Oh yeah, it's a wooden lunchbox. I didn't make that clear right away. It's a wooden lunchbox. The problem with plastic lunchboxes is they're thin and easy to break. They're not great for the environment, and they often don't look good. They also have scratches which can hold bacteria, and that's relevant when I get into my next slide. So, why is wood better? It looks good, it's classy, it's easy to work with, it's environmentally friendly, and I found a government article that says it has some antibacterial properties, which helps with the scratches. Also, we've been using them for cutting boards for like decades. So, how am I targeting the UN sustainability goals? So, for decent employment and whatnot, can't really read it from here, but so I plan on employing like disabled people or people who are stuck in their houses and whatnot. Basically, if you can't work a 9-to-5 job, for what you call it, the figure 8 one. I can't read it from here. So
Oh, responsible consumption production.
thank you. That is because it's wood, and that's just a cycle. Basically, it goes back into the earth. It's fine. It's also just beeswax. So climate change, you're not introducing more plastic into the environment. Same with the water and life, because plastic apparently by 2050 we'll have 56 gigatons of carbon emissions just from that, and like 13 million tons of plastic goes into the ocean, or 30 million 30 million tons of plastic gets thrown out every year. 8 million tons gets thrown in the ocean. There we go. So revenue comes from selling it. And my target market is mothers, office workers, hikers, pretty much anybody who needs a lunchbox and is environmentally conscious. So, operations. For starting, I'm going to be getting my wood from Rainier Hardwood, but I'll probably eventually have to custom order as my production grows. For building, I'm going to be doing piecework because it's flexible, so I can employ anybody. And CNC companies are like $130 just to start up, like Aztec. For distribution, I'm thinking Shopify, they have Instagram integration and a bunch of nice stuff. They're like $30 a month. Whoa, that's the wrong button. Help.
Get you back online.
That's a clock too.
Go to the web browser. Other one, Chris. Go right. Web browser. Yep.
Okay, there we go. Where was I? I was
Next slide.
Promotion. This is next. Right. So Instagram is a great way of getting tons of eyes on your product very quickly. So that's one way. And Facebook will help me target those mothers. Older generation.
I got it right away.
Mothers that want their children to use wooden lunchboxes. So I've looked into my competition. There's a German company, Naverse, which is pretty good competition. They make a bamboo composite wood lunchbox. And Lunchbox makes a steel like bento box, so it has dividers. My advantage is I'm Canadian. It's Canadian made. It's handmade. Oh, there we go. So the financial slide, that's what the second piece of paper is. The first one is my Mark II design. So some important things is these graphs, they're just kind of 5% growth monthly. And January to May, I'll probably see like dips. October, November, I'll probably see dips. December, I'll probably have increases in sales because Christmas and that. And June to September, I'll probably have increases in sales because hiking. And so where am I now? Making my second one and setting up actual production. I'm talking to my production guy. I have like 10 people who are willing to buy my boxes, and Ross wants to buy my box.
Did you talk about price? Did you go through price?
Yes, financials. If we go deeper into this, so my single box costs $17.05 to produce, and then my revenue is $39.99. So I have a profit of $29.49. Pretty much the most important stuff is bolded. And in my first month, it will cost me $310, and I'll make $479, which leaves me with a profit of like $169. In my fourth quarter, it would cost me $810, and I would make $1,248 in revenue, which leaves me a profit of $437. Lots of math.
Nice. I'll give a shout out to Miss Wood if she was watching. She was most impressed with your costings. You had the most thorough costings out of any of the groups. It's good.
That's it. Thank you.
All right, Cambrian Vessel, any questions?
I have a question on your pricing with your financial projections. I have two questions. So one is, how do you equate the time to hand make it? Is that incorporated into that 1750?
That's part of figuring out the
Okay.
production, because for the prototype, that took a day to make. I would have 5 boxes for you guys, but I talked to my production guy, and he's like, nah, that's not happening. But since piecework, you would be paid like a certain amount per box. Right now it's set at 5, but there's plenty of room to bump it up. So if you make 10 boxes, that's 50, and they're designed to be really fast to produce. So it's just like, and then you just put them together. So
Great. My follow-up, thank you. My follow-up question is, how did you determine the cost?
So I basically had
To
my
sell.
first design. These are all for my first design. So I basically took the amount of plywood I bought, my design's area, and then like subtracted that and figured out how, like divided by that, figure out how many boxes I can make with one piece of plywood. And then I'm just selling like 12 for the first month because I think that's a reasonable amount for me to sell. So that's how I figured out how much a box would cost. And then you just, yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
You did mention something in the future about being able to produce these boxes that worked from home. How would you handle quality control?
Assembly will probably be a easier thing to outsource to anybody, but production, like actual cutting of the boxes, will have to stay probably like centralized with a single team.
Mike?
Sure. Yeah. On your costing, by the way, I like the idea. I think it's really cool. So most of your costing looks like it's incremental, like per unit pricing to get your gross margin. That's great thinking. I'm wondering if you thought about as it scales or as it gets bigger, what your fixed costs might be, or what they call like capital costs. So like having to invest in something like
a CNC machine.
Yeah, like a piece of equipment or something like that. Have you thought about those?
I didn't take that into account. Probably should. Because CNC machines are like $6,000, but very much helpful.
You also can rent that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's wood shops that you can use their facility and you don't have to have it yourself.
That's incredibly helpful. Yes.
Target market, and how big do you think that can become?
So I was thinking mothers because they want their children to have lunch boxes. And like, basically it's people who care about the environment. I'm not really like pretty broad, so I could grow to whoever wants a lunchbox, because basically the appeal is it's environmentally friendly and it looks prettier than plastic. So it basically depends on the person.
Thought about doing any sort of market research, start with, say, in your schools or in your family of schools
Like
that are in the
surveys?
area, with a survey?
I could do a survey. That's a great idea.
All right, well, this was a great finish because after lunch comes dinner. So we're going to say thank you, Luke, and we're going to close down. I don't know if live stream you want to go for dinner. We're going to have a little break, and we are going to start back up at 7 p.m. sharp. So thank you all for joining us online. Thank you, Luke, and thank you, judges and other people, and we'll see you at 7. Thanks so much.